You can play a pretty major PlayStation 4 game for free right now and over the course of the weekend, one of the biggest games that was released in the last few months. Also, for everyone that's excited about Persona 5 Royal, yes, the game has already dropped in Japan, but what about its Western release? Well, an announcement regarding that is coming soon, as it was detailed over on Atlus's Twitter page. And lastly, I do want to go over some new games that are dropping tomorrow. We've got Jrpg, we've got DEEMO, Reborn, and I talked a little bit about it in the last video, but Lost Ember is coming tomorrow as well. Games that definitely aren't gonna light the world on fire in terms of their marquee appeal, however, they are interesting and compelling games in their own right, and there is reason to be excited for them. Again, I'll talk about those at the end of this video, but first up, for those of you that have yet to pick up Borderlands 3, it will be free to play on PS4 and Xbox One this weekend. If you've been holding out on playing Borderlands 3, you'll have the chance to try it out before you buy it. Borderlands 3 will be free to play starting tomorrow for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One users until November 24th. The news was announced today during the latest Borderlands show, and along with the free weekend, the first of 4 campaign DLCs was announced called Moxie's Heist of the Handsome Jackpot. In it, you will head to the rundown space station casino to loot the place. Beware though, as Hyperion security forces and crazed casino goers will be hanging around to try and stop you from reaching a save full of iridium and new legendary loot. Alongside the free weekend tomorrow, a new patch will drop, and it includes a free DLC challenge takedown at the Maliwan Black site. Now, this is very timely to offer a free-to-play weekend. Not only is it great to play Borderlands 3, given that the game is just a little over 2 months old, and usually you don't see free weekends this quickly after a game releases, but also of the fact that the holiday sale is coming up, Black Friday is coming up, and Borderlands 3 is one of those games that I imagine a lot of you guys are gonna be on the fence on whether or not you want to pick it up. Honestly speaking, I feel like if you had some interest in Borderlands, you probably already did buy it, given that Borderlands 3 is just more Borderlands. It's not reinventing the wheel in any way, nor did I want it to try to reinvent the wheel. The Borderlands formula worked really well, so why would you try to alter something that was working so well? We didn't get a new Borderlands game for 7 years. Borderlands 3 dropped and it was just more Borderlands. It was done in a better way and I had a great time with it. The game does start off a little bit slow, but if you jump into it and you play the hell out of it, you could probably have a great time with Borderlands 3 over the weekend. Obviously, it's damn near impossible for you to do everything Borderlands 3 offers in just a single weekend, but if you play a lot of it, you can do a decent bit that the game does offer. And do keep in mind again that this is still a relatively recent release and it hasn't been going on sale all too much. We do know that the game is going to be seeing a significant discount during Black Friday and during this holiday period. That's why I doubly think that this is the perfect time to offer a free-to-play weekend. The majority of people that already had an immense amount of interest in the game already bought it. It's been 2 months since launch. Usually, you do sell the most amount of copies in that first 2 months or so. Now you offer it as a free-to-play weekend. It's just one weekend. I don't think it's gonna detract people from buying the game at all. If anything, a bunch of people are going to jump in together, a bunch of people are going to play it cooperatively, which is very important since Borderlands is a game that emphasizes cooperative play, and now with this free-to-play weekend, everybody is going to be able to jump in, you can get your friends on board, and you can all play the game together. As far as my personal opinion on Borderlands 3, again, I think it's a really well-made game, but I have always been of the mindset that Borderlands 3, that formula just works. It's very fun, the art style is great, the story has a little bit of humor, has a little bit of seriousness, and I think it all meshes together very, very well. And if you've never tried a Borderlands game, definitely do give the free-to-play weekend a look. Borderlands is one of those franchises where it's really contingent on you playing the past games. You can jump right into Borderlands 3 and you could have a great time. Sure, there are story elements that are carried over, but if you go into it for quality gameplay, humorous storytelling, you're gonna get all of that and much more out of Borderlands 3. And I'll keep you guys posted on whether or not the game does go on sale as a part of the Black Friday sales that the PlayStation Store will be running in the next week. I imagine that it will be, but we haven't been confirmed one way or another what the exact deals are going to be during that period. But with the Black Friday sale coming up, with the holiday sale coming up, at some point you're going to be able to get Borderlands 3 under its $60 price point. So do not be buying this at full price right now. Do not even be paying $50 for it. If it's down to $35 or less, that is really the price you should be paying for Borderlands 3 at this point, given that that is the deal that's coming up. Alright, moving on from that, Atlus's Twitter page, the Atlus USA Twitter page that is, noted days until Persona 5 Royal announcement 12. So in 12 days, we are going to be seeing some sort of Persona 5 Royal announcement. If my math works correctly, I believe that takes us to December 3rd, and it also attached a picture noting to all Phantom Thieves in the making in the West. You have 12 days until we expose the truth of Persona 5 Royal once and for all. I imagine we're gonna get a release date. I imagine we're gonna get some sort of new trailer. Persona 5, of course, arguably the best Japanese RPG of all time. I do not think it's hyperbolic in saying that. The game was remarkable, and it was really a game that commercially and critically performed even better than I thought it was going to do. Persona has always been a franchise that has been appreciated by those that played it, but when Persona 5 came out, it really took this series to another level in terms of reception. It got 9s and 10s across the board, and most people do herald it at the very least as one of the best Japanese RPGs of all time. And many would go as far as to say that it is the best. Of course, Persona 5 Royal is a re-release of the game. This is not a DLC. This is not a standalone expansion. If you want this game, you will have to drop another $50. I believe it's going to be $50 or $60. It's going to be a full-price game, essentially. And this is one game where I think they can get away with it just because Persona 5 was an elite caliber JRPG, and Royal is adding a sizable amount of new content. It's not like this is just a little bit of content added onto the experience. No, you're getting a sizable addition to the original experience. If you've never played Persona 5, hold off for this version. This is the version to get. And if you already played Persona 5 in the past, if it's been a sizable amount of time, maybe you want to revisit the game, well, Royal is going to be a great way to do so. And I do believe if you have a save file of the original Persona 5 on your hard drive, you will get some in-game items and things like that. Nothing to really write home about, but hey, at least they're sweetening the pot a little bit for those of you that have already played Persona 5, which I imagine is a sizable amount of you. But again, we'll be hearing some sort of Persona 5 Royal Western-related announcement in 12 days. Alright, moving on from that, I want to round out this video by covering a couple of games that are coming tomorrow, and a couple of them that look really good. DEEMO is one that has definitely garnered my attention, and it delivers an unconventional narrative co-op experience to PS4 tomorrow. The PlayStation blog just put something out about this, and it notes DEEMO is a different take on narrative co-op that's focused on one thing: getting two people in separate realities to trust each other. Have you ever played a co-op game with someone and found it too difficult to communicate? Not because of lag or a bad connection, but because it was really hard to know what the other player was experiencing at any given moment. You die because your teammate was looking the wrong way, you run into a trap that everyone else avoided but didn't warn you about, you lose the round because someone wasn't looking at the clock. How could you not hear the countdown? How could you not know? It's easy to take for granted the ability to sync up our interactions with others usually happen in a mutually understood context in a shared reality. Games have always given us the ability to generate new realities. Online multiplayer lets us share them with anyone, anywhere, but multiplayer is usually focused on one thing: synchronization, fast, reliable servers, efficient netcode, lag compensation. All of it's designed to simulate the feeling of being in a shared, seamless reality. Unfortunately, reality isn't seamless, not in games and not in the real world. In DEEMO, you're not alone. It won't be easy to get back to the surface, but with compassion, trust, and a lot of bravery, you and your partner can survive. In co-op, you'll need to work together to overcome significant obstacles. Slowly, you'll find that your shared reality begins to diverge, as if life itself isn't already hard enough. But who can you trust? And beyond trust, what can you do? You're still separated from your partner. You're stuck at the bottom of a network of ice caves full of mysterious creatures, suspiciously high-tech equipment, and minimal resources. DEEMO was designed for you to find a way to survive together, because it is possible it may require you to synchronize to communicate in an entirely different way. Again, DEEMO, a co-op-centric experience, will be hitting the PS4 tomorrow. Alright, moving on from that, DEEMO Reborn is actually a PlayStation Vita game that is now making the transition to PlayStation 4 in a very captivating way. In DEEMO Reborn, Rayark's classic game DEEMO is reborn on the PS4 console with a brand new look. Having both TV and VR mode, this title allows you to immerse in the fantastical musical performance and adventurous world exploration. The girl who fell from the skies and lost her past, DEEMO who plays the piano all alone in the world of the treehouse, an accidental encounter between the two. The music flows as the fingers hit the piano keys. The start of a fairy tale journey has begun. Again, VR focus in this one, but you can also play with traditional controls and the traditional view. So all of that together, DEEMO Reborn looks like a pretty interesting title. Kind of a high price point at $39.99, but nonetheless a title to add to your wish list if nothing else. Lastly, I do want to note once again, Lost Ember is out tomorrow. This is a game that I did an in-depth look on in the last video, so if you want to know more about Lost Ember, do check that out. But it has you explore the remains of a fallen world from fascinating perspectives, slip into the role of different animals to uncover the fate of an ancient world, dive into deep waters, fly at lofty heights, dig underground as a mole, or even climb steep cliffs with a mountain goat, there are a lot of ways of getting around it, and essentially you could take control of a lot of different beings and animals, and that will change the gameplay experience that you have. Exploration based, rather interesting. I compared it to something harkening back to a That Game Company title like a Flower or a Journey. Very artistic in presentation in that sense, and it is out tomorrow. And that's gonna conclude this video. Again, Borderlands 3, play it for free this weekend. That's a pretty notable free-to-play weekend. Atlas noted that in 12 days we're gonna be getting a Western-related announcement about Persona 5 Royal, Debris, DEEMO, and Lost Ember all dropping tomorrow. All interesting titles and all games I think you guys should have on your radar. That's gonna conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.